The Director of National Intelligence confirmed that the federal government has been covertly gathering information on foreigners living abroad from the biggest internet companies in the country for several years, including Google, Facebook, and most recently, Apple, to look for threats to national security. Only hours before the Secrets Program disclosure, government officials admitted a separate 7-year initiative to gather records of domestic phone calls. Together, the information come to light, indicating the Bush administration had started to embrace and even increase government monitoring following the terrorist acts of September 11, 2001, and that the Obama administration had continued this trend. Government representation defended the two monitoring programs as legally permitted, disclosed to Congress, and essentially to protecting the nation from terrorist threats. Nonetheless, a wide range of civil liberty supporters and libertarian conservatives claimed that the revelation offered the most thorough confirmation yet of what had long been assumed regarding what the detractors refer to as an alarming and expanding surveillance state. The Internet Monitoring Program gathers information from websites that offer email, chat services, movies, photographs, saved data, file transfers, video conferences, and logins. Upon acknowledging its existence, officials claimed that the PRISM program, which limits the gathering and preservation of material inadvertently acquired about Americans and permanent residents, is permitted by a foreign intelligence law that was recently extended by Congress. Some internet service providers claimed that they only responded with specific legitimate information demands from the government that did not grant the government unrestricted access to the servers. The NSA's Special Source Operation (SSO) section, which has collaborated with up to 100 reputable U.S. corporations since the 1970s, is the source of the program known as PRISM. After the September 11th attacks, the George W. Bush administration initiated the terrorist surveillance program, which was heavily condemned and contested as being against the law because it did not contain warrants obtained by Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court approved PRISM. The United States National Security Agency (NSA) program known as PRISM allows it to gather internet communications from numerous American internet service providers. The SIGAD US 984XN code is another name for the program, based on requests made to internet service providers like Google under Section 702 of the FISA Amendments Act of 2008 to give over any data that match court-approved search keywords. PRISM gathers archived internet conversations. The NSA can utilize these PRISM requests, among other things, to target communications that were encrypted as they crossed the Internet's backbone, to concentrate on earlier discarded stored data from telecommunications, filtering systems, and to obtain material that is simpler to manage. With the enactment of the Protect America Act during the Bush administration, PRISM started in 2007. According to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, the program is run under the direction of the U.S. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISA. 6 years later, NSA contractor Edward Snowden revealed its existence. He cautioned that the scope of the bulk data gathering was much higher than the public was aware of and encompassed what he called dangerous and criminal actions. The Guardian and the Washington Post released the information on June 6, 2013. Further documents revealed a multi-million-dollar compensation agreement between PRISM partners and the Special Source Operation Division of the NSA. According to documents, PRISM accounts for 91% of the NSA's internet traffic that was obtained under FISA Section 702 authority and is the number one source of raw intelligence used for NSA analytic analysis. The information was leaked following the discovery that the FISA court had been directing a Verizon Communications subsidiary to give the NSA access to call logs for its customers. Asserting that the program cannot be used on domestic targets without a warrant, U.S. government officials have refuted allegations of PRISM in the Guardian and Washington Post articles. Furthermore, asserting that the program has assisted in preventing terrorist attacks and that the executive, judicial, and legislative branches of the federal government independently monitor it. Barack Obama, the President of the United States, said during a visit to Germany on June 19, 2013, that the NSA's data collection methods are a constrained, narrow system geared at us being able to defend our people. PRISM came to light when Edward Snowden, who was then an NSA contractor, released sensitive information on the program to reporters for the Washington Post and the Guardian while visiting Hong Kong. 41 PowerPoint presentations were among the papers that were leaked, and 4 of those slides were featured in news stories. Following the document, several tech firms participated in the PRISM program, including Microsoft in 2007, Yahoo in 2008, Google in 2009, Facebook in 2009, YouTube in 2010, AOL in 2011, Skype in 2011, and Apple in 2012. According to the slide presentation, the majority of the world's internet infrastructure is based in the United States, and as a result, a large portion of electronic communication takes place there. This is because electronic communication data typically takes the least expensive route rather than the physically direct one. The presentation made note of the fact that these realities give U.S. intelligence analysts the chance to intercept foreign targets' conversations when their electronic data enters or passes through America. 2 Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee said that the CIA maintains a hidden clandestine data store that contains information gathered about citizens. The senators claimed that the CIA had long kept the program information secret from the public and Congress, even though neither the agency nor lawmakers would provide specifics about the data. Concerns about the data the intelligence agency gathers on Americans have existed for a long time. The CIA and National Security Agency are normally prohibited from looking into Americans or U.S. companies because they have a foreign purpose. But the vast database of foreign communications amassed by the intelligence service frequently include accidental data and messages belonging to Americans. The names of any Americans in reports must be redacted unless they are deemed important to an inquiry, as mandated by the laws governing intelligence agencies. Unmasking is the process of removing redactions. The handling and ensuring of data belonging to Americans are likewise subject to rules for the agencies. According to Christy Scott, the agency privacy and civil liberty officers, CIA recognizes and takes very seriously our commitment to preserve the privacy and civil liberties of U.S. citizens in the conduct of our essential national security mission. The CIA is committed to openness while still upholding its duty to safeguard intelligence sources and procedures. The Privacy and Civil Liberties Oversight Board and Oversight Committee offered several recommendations about the program that were released by the CIA with redactions. The documents claim that the CIA analysts use the application. A pop-up box notifies them that any request for information concerning Americans or other people who are subject to privacy regulations require a foreign intelligence purpose. The board stated that analysts are not obligated to record the reasoning behind their questions. For a long time, both senators have campaigned for increased openness from the intelligence community. A query Wyden presented to the nation's intelligence had almost 10 years ago foreshadowed significant disclosure on the NSA's widespread surveillance programs. Later that year, Edward Snowden, a former system administrator, exposed how the NSA had access to hundreds of millions of call records from telecom firms as well as bulk data from U.S. internet service providers. These discoveries triggered an international uproar and new congressional legislation. According to recently released documents and official interviews, the National Security Agency has been using its enormous data collection since 2010 to create sophisticated graphs of some American social connections that can identify their associates, their locations at specific times, their traveling companions, and other personal information. According to documents provided by Edward J. Snowden, the former NSA contractor, the spy agency started allowing the analysts of call and email logs in November 2010 to look at Americans' network of associations for foreign intelligence purposes after NSA officials lifted restrictions on the practice. According to documents, the agency may supplement the communication data with information from public, commercial, and other sources, such as bank codes, insurance information, Facebook profiles, passenger manifest, voter registration list, GPS location information, voter registration list, and voter list, as well as property records and unspecified tax data. The NSA pushed for the rule modification that permitted the examination of Americans' phone and email records for more than 10 years. The fact that they had to stop when the communication chain reached a phone number or email address thought to be used by an American, even though it would have proved useful information primarily about a foreigner who was abroad, had irritated intelligence officers. Officials from the NSA also wanted to make better use of the organization's cutting-edge computer analysis technologies to sort through its massive data sets. The documents revealed that the CIA first requested the expanded authority in 1999, but it was first denied because it violated the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court's regulations, which are meant to safeguard Americans' privacy. According to a 2009 draft of an NSA, the Inspector General's report, the Bush administration's program of wiretapping without warrants, which started after the September 11th attacks to detect terrorist activities and circumvented the laws governing electronic surveillance, may have involved contact chaining and analysis on Americans' communication data. We've come to the end of the video. Do share your views in the comment section below. Make sure to like and share the video and consider subscribing to our channel. Also, enable the notifications button so you don't miss any videos in the future. Until next time, goodbye.